Lesson 2. Today we're going to talk about transferring your pattern to cloth using the window method and the transfer pencil method. Also weaver's cloth, frames, and hoops. Okay, so video number 2. A little bit of a scan of the workstation all set up to go with the threads. Let me say hello since I see the front door. Good afternoon. And we're going to be working on transferring the image to your cloth using a window. Alrighty, let's get started then. First of all, let's talk about the weaver's cloth. You can purchase weaver's cloth at Joann Fabrics. It's sold by the yard on a bolt in the heavyweight section. It consists of 55% polyester and 45% cotton. Weaver's cloth is available in a few colors, white and natural. I prefer and always use the natural color. The product code at Joann's is 1250745. Put it in your phone. If you need help finding it, mention this code to the sales clerk and she can direct you where to go. It is also available in my Etsy store. Okay, let's transfer the pattern. First, the window method. Okay, first you want to tape your image to the window. You want the reversed image. Any lettering will turn out backwards if you don't use a reversed image. Next, you want to tape the fabric on top of the pattern or over top of the pattern and then start tracing. I use a Sharpie marker, and when you're all finished, then you remove your pattern and you're ready to go. If you don't have a reversed image, just use the black and white or the forward image and turn it around so you have the reverse image and trace from there. All right, let's do the transfer pencil. When you get your pattern, there will be a black and white front view for iron transfers. You use the front normal view. You will be turning it over so the image will reverse then. There's all kinds of transfer pencils and markers available for you to purchase. This one is Aunt Martha's, and it's nice because it's got a red lead on it that lets you see where you are drawing. So what you're going to do is you're going to draw over this entire pattern. Just trace the lines over the pattern. Follow the lines. I start on the outer edge so I know it's complete and try and finish a section so I know exactly what I've drawn and what I haven't drawn. Let's go to the ground here. Okay, once you get the image transferred with the pencil, you want to head over to your iron. Set your iron to the hottest setting. And you want to place your fabric on the table so you have the center on your ironing board, and then you turn your pattern to face down onto the weaver's cloth. And you will then take your iron, and what you want to do is you want to lay the iron, start in one corner and lay the iron down. Don't sit there and scrub back and forth like you normally would. hold it there for a minute or so, and then slowly, very slowly, you want to draw it over your pattern. And you can see how slowly I'm going. This isn't a stopped video, see? You want that heat to really go through. And slowly move that iron across your pattern. And as you can see, let's see how it's transferring? Don't scrub it. Just move it slowly. Okay, when you get to the upper edge, you want to lift a little bit and see? It's a little shy on this corner, so I'm going to lift straight up and I'm going to put the iron down on that corner. Let's check this corner. Yep, that looks good. Slowly move it across the pattern. Let's check and make sure that corner. Yep. Maybe I missed a portion there. I hope not. Okay, and then it's done. Let's lift. There we go. See? It works beautifully. This is from the window. I didn't want to waste fabric. I like to use everything I have. Waste not, want not, right? Okay, so there you go. You're transferred onto the fabric and ready to punch. Okay, I wanted to talk a little bit about my frame. It's a Gruber's, G-R-U-B-E-R-S, rug hooking frame. And you can, I bought it to do rug hooking, but it works out beautifully for punch needle. It swivels, it tilts, it's a well-made piece of equipment. I mounted it to a table with bolts, so I had my own little workstation. I wanted it to be firm on a table so I could sit with my back straight. That's important if you're punching for a long period of time, because you know, in a hoop you tend to bow over, and that's not good posture wise. So I punch almost all day long, so it's very comfortable for me. I wanted to show you how to put the fabric onto a frame. These gripper strips, the tines point to the outside of the frame. So if you run your hand this way, you're not going to feel any tines. If you run it this way, you'll see that it feels like real heavy sandpaper. And so you want to, your fabric's going to grip with the tension going against these frames. If you can, this way there's no sound. This way is where the tines point to. So what you do is you place your fabric and you make sure that the center of your pattern is in the middle, and it has to clear the inside of this frame, or it should clear the inside of this frame if you don't want to move it. And you grab the center of your cloth and you pull. And if you can see on the edge, it grips the side of your teeth, and also to a degree on the inside. Now you want to turn it, and you want to do that the other way. Grab the center and pull so you get tension. Now my frame is probably, I don't know, 10 years old and I've been using it every day. So my tines are beginning to wear out. I'm going to have to replace my gripper strips. But what I do is I pull from the center and then I start pulling little bits as I go along. Then you want to turn it and do the same thing this way. So you pull the fabric, just like that. Now I want this to be really, really tight, and I want it to stay because I don't take it out till I'm done with the punch. It's good now, but I like to make sure it's totally stable. So what I do, you can tell, no manicure. I run my finger, I hold this fabric and I run my finger not against the tines, but near the tines. And I make sure that that's caught all the way around the edges. And I do that on all sides. Pull the fabric as you're doing it. I have to pull it down. I hope you can see that. Pull it out a little bit. Maybe you can see it. Okay, next one. Here, see, I'm pulling, but I normally pull straight down, but I'm hoping you can see that. And this side. Maybe if I pull it up a little bit. There. There. And I'm ready to go. Now these corners, there's no gripper on the sides of these, so you can see those tines coming through. I mean, I really like to grab that fabric and make sure that that's really taut in there. Again, for punching, you need this to be drum tight. So now that that's drum tight, listen, I'm gonna put my cover on. To protect my arms from those gripper strips. And what I do is I fold the fabric under and I fold the edges over. And I just safety pin it. Not safety, they're straight pins, I'm sorry. Fold the fabric over and pin it all together on the corners. So all four corners are pinned, and there we go. That's how to put pattern fabric onto your frame, and you're set to go. So that's one alternative. I suggest you get going on punch needle, or if you want to go ahead and try rug punching or rug hooking, this would be the frame that I recommend. Now, if you're just beginning, I suggest a Morgan hoop. Now, I believe this is a 6-inch hoop, and this is a, well, I should really know what these are. So I'll have to put them in there later when I know what the size is. But I think it's a 6 and a 9. You can buy them as lap stands that one fits with poles on top of the other, and you can flip it and use the big size or the small size. If this is the route you're gonna go, I suggest getting the lap stand. it would be much easier and hands-free to have it sitting on your lap. Much better. Especially because, again, the tension, you're holding that and you're pushing tension through there, it tends to bounce. So a lot better if you have a firm surface, and these lock fabric in beautifully. They have a little ridge around the inside and an outer ridge on this one, so when you put your fabric in, it snugs super tight and pretty much stays there. Now I'm going to work, I also put these little shapes on here for the first time puncher, so you can practice punching before you start on the actual pattern. So I'll put this in here. You want to make sure that this fabric is in here drum tight. It needs to be as tight as you can possibly get it. So keep stretching that fabric as you tighten up this nut. And somebody I just saw on Facebook today had a wing tightener, which wouldn't be a bad idea since my hands are getting a little weak with age. But there we go. Can you hear it? Like a drum. So these are 4 shapes I put together for you, and a square, a circle, a star, and a straight line. So everybody says, what do I punch first? Well, this gives you all the, except the squiggly, all the shapes for you to practice on. And then we'll move over to the pumpkin and work on the pumpkin. Pop in and take a look at my Etsy shop, briarcottage.etsy.com, and pick up the beginner's pattern and punch along with me. You have a great day now, and thank you for coming. Bye now.